Okay, welcome guys, welcome, and we have the Magical Murder has returned. The Magical Murder is our only real force that we actually have in the fortress. If we have a look at them, and we have had to replace falcons. So Zon has actually now replaced falcons. Falcons died in the attempt on the Necromancer Tower. We didn't bring anything back with us, I don't think, so it wasn't all that successful. So I think we'll sort of avoid the towers for now. I think that there was actually a problem with sending out units, like you're sending out your squads, but I think that's now been fixed. I think it was fixed even before we sent it. So I think that the one that we did lose was just what we happened to have happening. And I'm guessing if we actually did like just let it go for a little bit, but then moved it's created another Legends mode, that may sort of fix it up anyway. That may be sort of like something that we could check at some point to find out what actually happened on the raid. It won't give us much information, but there will be something there, I would guess. So they're all coming back. They're now sort of heading their way back into the fortress. They're probably already in here, actually. There's a steel shield. Who would have dropped that? I think that what may have happened is they, when they came back, they're coming back into here now. So we've got William Chapman, Klingzog. So they've got their weapons, but I don't know who dropped the steel shield. That's an unusual one. Not seeing anyone else. So here we go. This is Dragster, and Dragster looks to have still dizzy from being outside in the goo, in the abhorrent goo. We are living in an animating biome with abhorrent goo that rains, which makes them feel sick. So, if we have a look at items, yeah, he doesn't have his shield. His shield is gone. So he'll need to go back and get that, of course. Yeah, somebody's coming to pick it up. Actually, probably him. No, not him. To go and get another one. Somebody else is going to pick it up. Yep, there we go. So this is Ereb the peasant is hauling a steel shield back into the armory, and then so the others will then sort of go and get what they need from there. Right, so we have. I'll just leave all these things sort of actually just go themselves, and yeah. So welcome to Fortress Friday, Dwarf Fortress Friday. I'll be playing for a couple of hours, and then I've got a. I'll have an hour break, and then I'll go and I've got a stream of Distant Worlds over on the Slytherin channel, so I'll be heading over there to do that. This is actually filling up fairly quickly with different foodstuffs and things, which is good to see. So we actually do have like a lot of. This is dwarven wine. Yeah, okay. You know, the storage of the wine, we've got some in through here. This is what have we got in this one? This is just a food stockpile. We haven't customized this one, which is unusual. This one here is also food stockpile, but it looks like it has been customized. And what about this one over here? This is number 11. Again, let me click on. Oh yeah, it has been customized. So this is for drink, for plant or animal drink, back in through there, which is fine. This one over through here has got me a little bit. Bamboozled as to what this one actually is. This one is cheese, fruits, fats, pressed material. Not that we should have too much of that. It's just unusual to see things like this, for example. Sheep's milk barrel, there we go. A lye barrel, we don't need lye. Lye is not what we want in here. And there'll be a few of these, I'm guessing. We've got cow's milk there. Turkey tallow we don't need either. Yak's milk. So I'm going to get rid of all of the tallow, all of those sorts of things. There's oats and barley from above ground. There's nothing in that one there. Lye there as well. Lye and tallow are used in other areas. So I want to make sure that they're not stored in here. So I'm just going to go to custom. I'll just fix things up as we sort of go through. This is all the actual fats. Just there's tallow there. Maybe we'll get rid of the all of the fat there. We'll just go no fats and miscellaneous liquid, none of those. So we'll just get rid of this, that way the tallow will be used for soap making, as will the lye. So if we now just go back downstairs a little bit, we should then find an area where we have the where that's now been set up. And so this is actually where we then go and make it. We don't actually have any storage. That's interesting. Okay, so what we want to do here is we want to set up, this is a, we've got a soap maker's workshop there, and we have an ashery there. The ashery makes the lye, and then I'll use this for the fat. So what we'll do is we'll just go and create two more stockpiles. So we've got a door there for the wood furnace. This is how we then make the ash, which then gets converted into lye. Combine that with the fats, and with the tallow to make then soap. So our soap making, I think, is sort of working out okay. We need to have a certain amount. I might have to just go and double check my numbers. Let's just go and hang on, that's stockpiles. We'll just go and create a new stockpile into there. Except that's going to be a food stockpile. We're going to go to custom. And so this one is going to be the miscellaneous liquid. Just turn all of them on. So lye and milk of lime. Milk of lime we're not really using, but lye we are. In fact, I can just ditch that one just so it is only lye. And so that's going to be then created. Like if we go and click on that particular location, this is making lye here. Now it looks like we've got too much of it, so we're not going to need all that much of it. So I'll place the lye there. Then we'll just go and create another stockpile over here. That's why I like having these just a little bit larger than the 3x3s. Accept. And I'll put the fat, the tallow in here. So food, custom, none, and then fats. I'll just go all. It really should just be tallow, but I'm not going to go through individually and pick all that up. But that's going to be essentially what that one's going to be there for. So we'll end up with this now being very, very close to where that's all happening from. These ones do have to go off and get wood. So I might even just go and create a small wooden stockpile in here. Accept, and just make that into a wood stockpile. Okay, that's done. Here comes more of our military coming back in for getting equipment. Elephant Man. Yeah, it looks like they're picking up different equipment. Why are they getting? They don't have their helmets or anything. That's okay, I guess. That's okay. We'll just let them sort of come in and get what they need from in here. This is I've done this so you've got the head, the body, the arm, the sort of like the groin area, and then the boots. So you can sort of see the layout essentially of what's going on with the armor that we have, just with those stockpiles. And then we've got miscellaneous stockpiles back over through here, is what's actually happening with those. So that's how that is working. Now we have to get our rail cart down. Where did we start building that? That was not that far up, I don't think. It was in here. This is where we were testing things. So we had a bit of testing going on. Now this was, it's an open space with a ramp. Now we have to sort of start, and we've got this is a downward slope. So we need to sort of build a rail system up through this whole area. Now, this is it's going to accelerate from. Have I screwed this up already? I think I may have already screwed it up. I just want to do a little bit of testing before I sort of go too far. Yeah, it looks like I'm a little bit off with what we're doing here. I'll have to try to figure this one out. King of Streaming is in his hall with yak milk. There we go, says Muzzle Paint. Thank you for that. This is building this minecart system where it actually automatically raises itself is a little bit tricky. And I'm actually not that happy with what I've done here. It's going to be hard to spot what's going on. It's open space, and then it comes up into this area through here. It's got a pink jade track. So what we will do is we've got to try to figure out we need to use like a slope to get things kicking along with the actual minecart itself. So we have a downward slope there, which then leads. Hang on, that's an upward slope. There's two downward slopes there. I think what I'll do is I'll try to figure this out. Now this is, we've got a downward slope there. It's also a downward slope. Upward slope there. I think I've made this way too short. So what I think we'll do is we'll try to figure out what we need to do. Now, what we do need to do is to have a when the minecart comes in. So I'll just build this. I'm just trying to get a pattern of how we have to do this. So the minecarts are going to come up this. This is a downward. Oh, hang on. There's a downward slope there, and then up into there. That's not what we want either. All right, I think we're just going to have to. I'll still use this for building. So we do actually have the upward slope there. I'm going to make a floor there, and I'm just going to go and start to build more of things. Now that's also a downward slope there. Maybe this is still going to be okay. Maybe that still will work. Because I'll probably be able to get a couple of different layers. Let's just go and start building the actual minecart. This goes down twice to there. So it goes up, then up, then up. So what we need to do here is actually build a minecart system on that one. So because that's been constructed, all we can really do here is go to constructions and do a track. Can't find path. Right, so we've screwed this up. So that is not working. We need another pattern somewhere else. I'll still keep it fairly high up in here somewhere. So I'll start another one. Try to figure out what to do. I think we'll have to go and get the wiki again. I meant to actually look at this before we did anything. Dwarf Fortress wiki. There it is. Minecarts. Minecart. And what we're looking for is the pattern. And what they've got is they've got a very condensed pattern for how to set it up. But we don't need that that very condensed pattern. All we need is we just need it to have it a bit more comfortable. So rather than doing it very narrow, this is actually examples of impulse elevators. This is what we're trying to achieve here. So it's going to be 0 and then +1, +2, +3. So it's going to go back up through. This is even more condensed, but I'm going to make it actually a bit more relaxed, just so we can sort of see what's actually going on. Following the impulse right Belanger should alleviate these problems of using a straight ramp to go upwards. So this one here, you end up having, you come up, like this is the bottom layer. So you go, you have essentially this is a down ramp, empty space. So it comes up around the corner. Then you end up having a couple of different loops in through this other side. Now building this is actually hard. If you want to have the cart follow a below derail speed, the following track works well. So these are all examples, and this is actually what I was thinking of. Hang on, if you want to have the cart following a below derail speed, we don't want them going super fast. So this is a simple one. This one through here, where it's just straight track, essentially going. It should be a ramp. Or track ramp. Wish that they would colour it actually so you could sort of see the difference. So You got so you've essentially got ramps going down, which I don't like the idea of this, but essentially the idea is that you actually move it up from layer to layer. Now this is a track ramp where it comes up and then around a corner, and then there's another ramp there by the looks of things that then sort of heads off in that direction. But I don't think I can actually build my track like this. So I think I'm going to, I think I have to build this more than anything. But it's still a ramp. So what I'm going to build something like this. Now I don't know why there's two ramps built down. The two ramps are built down that way so that there's actually two ramps there. I'm going to make it so that there's one extra space in here. So we're going to end up with 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be a 4 by 4. So we'll just go back and start that. I think I understand the principle of it. So we're going to come back up, not there, because that's just going to be a bit more complicated. Let's go over to here. So we'll start again, and I just want to get like something very, very simple happening. So I'm just going to go and dig a ramp down. Make a channel. So that was going to be our up, is in through that side through there. So we'll have it come up through this other system, and then we'll have a ramp on the like essentially it'll be a natural ramp there anyway because of what's actually going to be coming, and then we'll have a smooth area through here. So it's going to be essentially it's going to go down across, and then we want to have a ramp in here as well, an up ramp. Now I'm going to build that one automatically. So I'm just going to go and leave that one as a construction, and then we want to have a down ramp in here. So that's essentially 3 there. Then we have a ramp down, and I think I can just build it this way. We'll give it a little bit of a go, and so we've got that one through there, and I'll actually construct the ramps in the corners. That way, it's going to look a little bit neater. It's going to be a little bit more work to do, but I think it'll at least make more sense as to what we're actually doing. So we'll just go back down this way again, and I'll just do one more loop in here. So we'll just go down. Is that where we were? There we are. And yeah, so we had two like that, then one off on the corner. But let's make that just as an example. Let's start here, and what we'll do is we'll just go and get a. I'll build another location this way. I'll just go and come back in around the corner. Let's just do that. So we'll sort of figure out what to do here. Let's just unpause. Got a lot of hostiles. Let's just see what we've got now. I'm assuming the Forgotten Beast is going to come back to life at some point. These are all in the cavern layers. Yep. All right, so what we've got here is the Forgotten Beast has come back to life. This is Aspad Dosmoprax's mutilated corpse. So we have it's still bleeding heavily. So we killed this one, I think, in the last episode or the episode before. So it's just sitting outside here. Now, I don't know what to do about this because this is now a zombie Forgotten Beast. This is now 3 times as strong as a Forgotten Beast. But we didn't destroy its brain. That was the trouble with it. We have done a lot of damage to it. So if we have a look at its health, it doesn't matter about being able to breathe or anything like that, simply because it's a zombie now. So towering ankylosaurid with the external ribs. It has a knobbly trunk and has this bloated body. Its clear scales are blocky and close set. Beware its poisonous gas. basically unbreakable, amazingly agile, and very strong and rarely sick. Its lower spine is broken, so it's a lot of its things are gone. Like its rear foot, all its teeth are gone. So we've actually knocked all its teeth out. So our military actually went after it and destroyed it, but they didn't kill it enough. So it's now come back as a zombie, which is not good. So we now have a zombie forgotten beast, which is the strongest thing in the game, basically. I don't think you can make them anything stronger than that. But having said that, we've already done damage to it because of the other attack. We've got a system set up where they'll eventually just rot away. So if I leave it, I think it's for 12 months, it will then just rot away to nothing. That was in DF hack. I'll just see if I can find where that actually is. We had, which one was it? I'll just go back to the launcher. And it was one of, there's so many different commands you can use, and we just did one where it would where the undead would slowly rot away, and I forget what it's called. Hi Syrian, how you going? Where was it? It was burial, maybe. I'm just trying to think of what it was. Deteriorate. That's the one. So this one is causes corpses, clothes, and or food to rot away over time. When enabled, the script will cause the specified item to slowly rot away. So we had set up, there should be examples. I think we just used one of the examples. Enable deteriorate status. So we'll just write that one down just to see what we actually have. Status, and so. Corpses would run every 1 day. Okay, so this is, actually it says deteriorate status. Deteriorate is disabled. That should be enabled. Clothes, food, and usable parts have been stopped. But would run every 1 day. And corpses and unusable parts there would run every 1 day. I'm just going to go back and have another look at that one again. Deteriorate. I'll just go help. Just read this again. So we do need to enable it, and to enable deteriorate without changing. If by default, if you run enable without changing any setting, only non-entombed corpses and non-usable body parts will be affected. And the way it works is that you give it how long it's going to be, how long it's going to take to rot away. Corpses, all vermin remains. This includes former, blah 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 blah. Will rot away with time. So it's what's the timing? Examples. Yeah, so that enables them to go twice as fast. So I think I'll just do the default. So I may have to turn this on every time I play the game. Okay, cleaning up after a siege. All right, so that should get rid of the, I think it was deteriorate. That was the one that we needed to use for the undead. But I thought it was. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But I'm pretty sure that was the one. Starving Dead. What's that one there? Oh, here, prevent infinite. Yeah, this is the one. This is actually the one. This is with this tool running, all undead that have been on the map for 1 month gradually decay. So after 6 months, they collapse on themselves, never to be reanimated. So usage, enable starving dead, and so that's essentially where we do actually have a decay rate. So options, we've got that one through there. I might just go. There doesn't seem to be any sort of status. I'll just do that one again. Starving dead. And just do enter. Yeah, it's not actually telling me. Sorry, starving dead is not running, but would decay. Okay, so I thought we had it running. So I'll just do that one again. Starving dead. Actually, how do we get it going? Enable starting dead. Starving starving. Why is it not wanting to work? Enable starving dead. STAR. All right. I'll just type that again. It's not running. Hang on. Enable. No, still not going to do it. Enable starving dead is running. Okay, decaying every one day and killing off at least killing off at 6 months. So after 6 months, they'll then just rot away. That's fine. So okay, that's the things that are enabled. That's fine. So we'll just go with. So we'll leave that one running. I don't know if it stays on all the time. It's just that we've got getting a lot of undead again in the map. I just want to sort of keep them sort of rotting away. So hi Reed, how are you going? And G Jenna. Yeah, more bits saying hi Daz. Any mods for the game? Yeah, just DF hack. Any mod that you need. So more bits are saying loving your Age of Wonders 4 Let's Play. Think you'll kill it with potato. Think you'll kill it like Potato McWhiskey. I'm not sure. Haven't seen anything from Potato McWhiskey. Think you'll kill it. I'm not sure what you mean there. Sorry. Where did you learn to hack Dwarf Fortress? It's just a DF hack makes the game so much easier and so much more pleasant to play. Shadow Empire hype, says Jay Jenner. I'm not a bot. So yeah, Shadow Empire. I'm still waiting on. I haven't seen any information unless something new's come out in the last couple of days. So you're saying you're doing good. It's a lovely Friday, especially for some dwarven shenanigans. Hope things are going good for you as well. Actually, I've done my back in a little bit. Only a little bit, but it was funny. It's a funny story. I decided yesterday, I wasn't working yesterday, so I decided to meet up with a friend who we used to go and do mountain climbing together. And it's been about 5 years, so it's been a long time that we've actually gone up this. It's only a mountain in Australia is a hill, basically anywhere else, but it's like a hill. It was about 250 meters, I guess, high, and it's sort of like, it's a fairly steady sort of walk up this thing, and it's sort of rocks and stuff like that. Anyway, I got halfway up, and we both bought these boots like 20 years ago. So we used to do it every weekend, and so we bought these boots. He just wore sneakers, and I wore these old boots that we'd got. So I hadn't worn them in like 5 years. And anyway, I got halfway up, and then the sole of one of the boots fell off. And these were expensive boots in their day. Anyway, so I was thought, okay, look, I can walk without the sole, but the bottom of the boot was so slippery, and every time I put any weight on the rock, and I'd already done my back in earlier that morning when I was at the beach, so just a little bit, but it was enough that every time I stepped on a rock with my right foot, at that stage I'd slip. And so my back was twinging every single time I was sort of scrambling up any rock. So anytime there was a rock, I had to go on all fours just to sort of get up it. Anyway, got right to the very, very top. I've got a photo actually in the end. And I got to the very top, and then the other boot, the sole fell off. So I was up the very top of this mountain with essentially with two boots that were like ice skates, and I had to get down, so I had to come down the mountain in bare feet, which was, and again, it's not like if you're in any place other than Australia, it's it's basically it's not a mountain, but it's a beautiful spot. Like it's sort of got a great view over where we live and all that sort of stuff. And anyway, it was so I had to come down in bare feet, and so it was really really sore. I used to have really tough feet. They're still not too bad actually, and it's funny because even when I got to the bottom of the mountain, my feet aren't sore, like they're not sore at all. But amount of twinging with my back. My back's so sore today. Like it's actually really, really sore. So it was quite funny, and it was So it's just it was just they completely disintegrated. But they did it at the worst possible spot. And halfway down, it got sort of like where there was little pebbles all over the rocks, and so it was like sort of walking on on stuff with bare feet that would actually hurt your feet. So it was so I put them back on, and I was just slipping everywhere. I couldn't even move. So I had to take them off again, and just keep on going in bare feet. Yeah, it was funny. It's interesting. What we're saying, here's another. I know who Potato McWhiskey is. I didn't know that he'd done a Age of Wonders 4. He's just finished an Age of Wonders 4 on Brutal with a really strong empire. It's the trouble. I'm playing it on hard, but with teams, and the teams are what's making it super hard. Like it's actually there's so many different ways to play Age of Wonders. Like it's great, but playing it on hard with teams. I probably should have played it on normal with teams because it's been so difficult. But it's it's going to be interesting to sort of see how. I think I'm now strong enough in that game to start to push back now fairly strongly. So Reed is saying, speaking about Australia, can you play the didgeridoo and throw a boomerang? No to both, basically. I have tried a didgeridoo, but it's not hard to play, to be honest. It's, like a little bit, but to play it properly, it's a bit like blowing a trumpet, where like if you blow a trumpet and it's very much like blowing a trumpet, to be honest. But you know how there's a way we can do I forget what it's called. There's a breathing technique where you always are breathing out. But still breathing in at the same time, so that there's always a sound coming out, and that's the hard thing with a didgeridoo. Fights male kangaroos in the making season. No. The architect is really good, says Morbits. Yeah, no, it is in Age of Wonders 4, and koalas. Yeah. Anyway, that's so I'm just going to let that thing rot away. I don't want to have the undead just everywhere. We've got enough of them anyway, but they're all over the place. So these are all the fights from this particular beast. This will then hunt anything that goes outside. We are safe from that at the moment. All these different corpses are fighting. They're all okay. Running abhorrent goo outside. Cut gems, which is good. All right, that's fine. All right, I think it's F4-ish. Is it? Back up in here somewhere. Might be below these. Yeah, it is. This is actually where we are. So we've got the. So we've now built this area through here. So I'm now just going to go in and set up what I want with everything. So I'm going to go and build a. I'm going to have to put a. That's going to be a little bit tricky, actually. Actually, I'll build it from there. I should have. Which way should we do this? Actually, I'll just dig this on out here. I'm sort of making a bit of a mess with this, but we are going to then just go and place a. And I need to put a wall back in through there. So I'll just go back into the constructions. The walls is going to get convoluted. Firelight right there. Then we're going to put a ramp here. So constructions, ramps. Now the reason that I'm doing that is I can still keep solid above. If you dig a ramp, it's just going to go up. Now what we need to do here is actually have a somehow be able to build. And I'm not sure how I can build the. I'll have to do it a different way. When we come up through here, we need another ramp here. I'll just construct these things. And then it's going to go up this way. Then we need to get another ramp here. And we'll sort of figure out what's going to happen with each of these areas. This will look neater by doing it this way, which is the only real reason I'm doing this. And then it's going to come back up into the top bit and through this other side, into that stop there. So, more bits are saying Space Engineers is made in Australia. Actually, I don't think I've got that. I haven't played that one for a while. There's a lot of games that are made in Australia, actually. I'll let them build all of those constructions because these are going to be essentially how we then sort of go forward with this game. All right, then we need a solid wall behind it for the ramp to start. All right, so we now have a ramp that is going up, and then we're going to go along the road and then up this way. So I'm going to go and I'm going to wait for all of these to be built. That was supposed to be a ramp. That was supposed to be a ramp. Not a wall. Okay, now we'll build the ramp there. Right, that'll be good. The hostiles are still doing stuff. Let's just have a quick look around. They're sparring. Got someone visiting. Need lignite. That's okay. I'll still just keep that one going. All right, so now we have the ramp. Now this is an impulse ramp, and so what's going to happen here is we're going to be building a, and I don't think I can build it directly on top of something that's constructed like this, but I'm just going to go now down into my smoothing area, carve a track in the stone floor. So I'm going to go and start from here if I can. Oh, yeah, that's got to go straight in this case. So this one's just going to go straight. Why is that not wanting to work? Ah, this is so difficult. That's working. That's working. Okay, that's got it. So that bit of it works. And then all we want to do is now just build a track that goes this way as well. I may have to have built the other tracks. So with the constructions, I can't actually build. If I go back to the carving track, if I start to carve a track from here, it doesn't work because it's a construction. So I've got to go back to my constructions and go to track, and then just start to build the track here. So I'm going to build the track to there and there. These have to be built out of materials like this. Now this one here, I'm just going to go and cancel that construction, and I'm just going to double check and see if that's still been, yes, that's actually, that has been designated. Don't know if that'll work. It should actually, it should be straight ahead. Let's just see what actually happens. I might even block this one for now, and we'll just cancel the construction. Actually, I might just see if that works, because it should line up. What I might do is actually carve it in, then build what we need. I think that's going to be the easiest way to do this. I've already built all these bloody things in here. So unfortunately, we've already got, the stuff that we were trying to build. I mean, I could just construct the whole track. Actually have it as a constructed track. If I do the constructed track, it's going to go up. Yeah, I'm going to have to do that anyway. So I might as well just construct it. So if we start here, for example, constructions tracks. So rather than trying to save anything, we can do that. And I'll just do them all out of bauxite. So, and what I'll then do is that will then go. That should then be a slope going up. when it's sort of coming up through here. So it should go across, go up, and then from here we want to then stop it. So we want this one to then be a different sort of, I don't think I can loop around. We'll have to experiment with this a little bit. We may have to be pulling this apart time and time again. Let's just let them build all this stuff. That track has been done, but this is not going to, that's now been set up as well. So that does all sort of line up. But we now have to build from here in this other direction. Let's just go and cancel that construction and just try it again. Constructions, tracks. Oops, hang on. Now it's got a little up arrow, which I think is what we need. But it then wants to put it into a loop, and I don't think the loop is what we want. So I'm just going to go and cancel that construction. We'll see if this one will actually work. If we can do this one, that's going to be interesting to sort of just see actually how that one does function. So we'll allow them to build all of this stuff, and then we'll test it. So I'm going to build all of this. So it takes a lot longer to construct a track, but it does look better. So we have a ramp, it's flat, ramp going up, flat, and then that should still pick up, I'm hoping. Okay, so we've now got what we think our little test track is going to be. So we now need to build actually a track stop there. So if we just go across, this one through here, constructions, track stop. And this is going to be, set the friction, hang on, it's going to be that way. And for friction for this one here, I will just keep it on full friction. Set the friction in auto dumping direction. Actually, no auto dumping. It's not required. Okay, so I'll just do full friction for the stop itself. And then we'll just see what actually happens. See if we can get this to work. So Horatio is saying it's not Friday, Daz, it's Saturday. It is for me. I think it's Friday for most of you guys. That'll do. So why is it not wanting to work? Must remove. We've got to place it. We've got to actually place it there. That means we need to remove this construction. It's always confused. It's always convoluted doing this stuff. So, Horatio is saying, I thought you lived in Queensland. I do. Yes, I do. Yeah. Damn it. Now we've lost the... I'll just get it so we just push it along. So if we just go back in and build that track stop again. We'll have the dwarves push it. So we'll test it out. That's still not great, is it? That's not really what we want either. Okay, well, we'll try it again. You know what it is? It's the ramp. The ramp's has been the problem. So I'm not going to be able to build the ramp, but I can still build the track. If I go back to constructions, track. Find path. Doesn't like it. It'll do it that way, but not this way. What is going on here? I'll get rid of this one again. Remove the construction. And we'll try it yet again, just with a flat piece. We'll get there eventually. And we don't need this one built. So just get that one done. And then we'll try to put a track stop on that. That should work. I think it's just because it had the track stop there. Thank you very much for the subscription there, Bumpy Dad. That is much appreciated. Track stop now. There we go. That's got it. So the track stops can't be... having them a little bit further along is going to be helpful, actually. All right, so we now have a track stop there. It's going to then go up. It hopefully will jump up to here, and then it may not, though. So we may still be fiddling about even further with all of this stuff. Someone's lost their glove. So what we want to do is we want to see if we can get the cart to move this way. Now we want to get rid of this as well. Like that's actually still... It's got a downward track there. There's a track there that goes across. I'll leave that there. It's a bit convoluted, but that doesn't join up with this one. This one does here. So we'll leave that one there. I don't think there's any other way to do the tracks. There may be a better way. Anyway, so we're going to go to a track. Oh, hang on. What have we got through here? We've got a... Cygnus has slipped into depression. We're going to have to look at that. Cheesemaker, that's okay. Stray keats have been slaughtered. It's raining goo. Alright, that's fine. Lots of stuff being processed. The corpses are fighting outside. It's been attached to a pick and wood a crutch. That's fine. And that's all fine. So, we have Cygnus. So this one is now severely depressed. Sunk into depression, haggard. Now this one could become a bit of a problem. It's not going to really worry us that much. So she was horrified at reliving being attacked by the dead. Self-pity after being away from family for too long. There's a lot of things in here that you just cannot fix. And like some of them will be, if we go to relations, her younger brother is here. But that's it. Oh no, there's a few. There's a uncle and a niece. A couple of nephews are here as well. Oh, well, she's got family. This is where the, she does actually have family here in the fortress. So it doesn't make sense. This is where some of these things just don't equate. And then she's got all these passing acquaintances. So she knows a lot of people. So when we go to her overview, self-pity, for too long. That's, it says dejected after being unable to acquire something for too long, unable to practice a martial art for too long. Now that's not going to be, actually she wants to be, she's a competent swords dwarf. She wants to be in the army. I don't really want people like this in the army. She has taken some damage, so she's got a lot of stitches still in her. Yep, so her right foot is, if we have a look at the status, no, that's all okay. Smashed apart, so the right foot. Thoughts. This again is where I can use DF hack to try to sort this out. Because there's no reason that her family are here. So she does actually have family at this location. So there really shouldn't be an issue. So what I've been doing, I think of what I've been doing is using DF hack just to fix that aspect of them. She's often inflamed with hatred and easily develops hatred towards things after experiencing trauma in 302. She's often sad and dejected. She does not trust others. She is very impolite. Let's just let it go, I guess. Just let it continue. Hi, Sigismundo. How are you going? Yep, so Rita's saying, yeah, imagining 3D in Dwarf Fortress is a real challenge. I struggle too. It would be nice to have some isometric view. Yeah, there is actually, again, mods you can run to sort of see it that way, but it doesn't really give you a true indication. Syrian's saying, don't forget to claim a dwarf in the fort. There are many available. Yeah, there are a lot, including Cygnus. Oh, no, Cygnus is actually a named one. Well, Cygnus, I'm just going to let Cygnus descend into madness, and we'll sort of see what actually happens there, I guess. Just leave that one there. So she's depressed. And the thing is, she'll come back as a zombie if she dies, so we will have to be a bit careful. All right, let's get this track cart going. So we've now got the, we can now go to the hall. We can add a new route. So this is going to be route number 2, is essentially what it's called. I'll just call this one test route. There we are. And we then actually have add a stop to this route. So mine carts. Now I'm going to go down to the bottom, and just because we want to see if we can actually get it to raise up. So we'll add a stop there, and I'll come back and sort of sort this one out, and then we'll add another stop at the top here. Okay, now stop 1 is we're going to sort of see what will actually happen through this other side. So set the items desired by the minecart. Now I'm just going to go with nothing essentially, so nothing in through there, and it's going to then move off. We can link a stockpile to it, which we're not going to bother, and we're going to set conditions. So this one will guide. Now this one here is going to be to push. Oops, hang on, where is it? No, that's just adding more stuff in here which I don't need. So we're going to be immediately, what we want to do is we want to push, set the condition for stop 1, vehicle move to next stop if any conditions triggered. So in this case we're going to not guide it, we're going to push off to the west immediately when at least 0% of any item. So essentially even when empty. And then what's that one through there? That's not going to matter that much. That's okay. I think that's it. I think that's all we have. So push off west immediately, always at least 0%. So that means it's just they're going to come down, put it on that track, and then push it off. So that's fine. Done. And stop 2. When they get to here, they're going to guide it down. So they're going to just ditch those things. So we're going to guide to the west again. In this case, they're going to push it along immediately, always. Immediately when empty. Actually, that's what I need to do with the other one. So we'll just guide that one back. So we'll push it back down through the slope, and because it won't go down on its own, it's more for coming up that we want to test it. I'll just go back into here again, and so that one is push off west immediately, always when empty of desire. Yeah, so that's fine. So we'll just go that way. So they're going to be pushing that one off, and so we now just add a cart. That'll do. So we have the cart, which will then be picked up. I'm not sure which cart it actually is. Just go down and watch. Somebody will come down soon with a cart. Here we go. So we've got the cart here. I'm just going to step through bit by bit. Push off. Don't get in the way. He's moving up, so somebody else will come back down and push it. Oh, he's just killed himself, I think. So let's just see what actually happens here. Yeah, it pushed and then bounced back off the wall. And we now actually have an issue. Peasant Nil is fighting. Oh, hang on. Need to go and see what actually happened there. Mangled corpse. He's on the track, and what actually happened was he pushed it off, and then it hit the wall and came back. So and we've now lost this. This is now his mangled corpse. Got actually, so it all happened very, very quickly. But he pushed it off. It didn't go up. That's the trouble. So we need to make it even this is going to be a bit more convoluted than we thought to get this to work. Yeah, it's going to be tricky. It's going to be tricky. So, so Philkin is saying for Moody Dwarves, you can have a separate burrow where you assign her and her family, and only the bedroom library. And yeah, that's a good idea. Actually, we could try that. Look, I won't go. I'll just wanted to see what actually happens if she slides into complete dejection. I mean, her family are there, so they should be okay. Do I have a dwarf in the fortress? Says Space Pants. I don't think so. Do you want this one? Do you want Nil? Nil is going to come back as a zombie, by the way. So we're going to need to stop the minecart. So we have to go back into here, and we are going to need to stop this one from actually happening. So stop one is where I'm just going to go and stop that one immediately. Riding it would actually be safest, but I'm going to we're full of desired items. I'll just leave it like that, I think. That way it shouldn't move off. So we'll come back and sort of fix that one up. Now we're going to have a zombie down in here. So we're going to need to get our military down just to monitor this particular one. And then we'll have to figure out how to build this even better. So this is actually really not saying no thanks here. So we'll get our military down this side. So we're just going to go down and tell them to station here. That one should come back to life. Alert. Nil has been found dead. Yes, he has indeed. Flying cake. Yeah, that's okay. Yep. So the nil in through here. If we go and have a look at this one through here. So this is actually what happened here. So a tower mine cap strikes the peasant in the upper body, and the injured part is crushed. So what happened is he pushed it off. He stayed on the track and pushed it into the wall. It bounced off the wall and came straight back. So instead of going up the slope, which is what we wanted, it didn't do that. It actually. So we need to set this up a little bit better than what we've actually done. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit more convoluted now to try to get this to work. So anyway, that's what actually happened to him. Just get rid of that one. Just let the military come back down. Now they've taken his body up top. So this is hauling the mangled corpse. So this is the abbot. So at here the abbot is now moving up. So all of this is not going to work. None of this stuff. Let's just go and go up to the top. F3. So they're going to be taking him up into this coffin, into this area through here. So I'm going to now move my military up here. So I'm going to give the station order to there. So I'll just get rid of this. Here's the guys. Where's the abbot? Kids are playing with the skeletons. I haven't seen the abbot come up this way just yet, but we now have all of our military back in through there. Is he on his way? I hope. It's the farmer. May still be on his... No, we should be further down than that. I think if that's been sort of set up, I think we're actually safe. Yeah, I'm not seeing them. I'm doubly sure he's not in here. Klingzog's right ear. What's that doing in there? That's not his. So this is actually this resting place of the Winterflatus, the Queen. So it's not there. I'm not sure where the abbot is. Let's have a quick look at the units. So if we have a look at the citizen menu, I'm looking for the abbot. Category. Maybe we do it that way. That's not going to really help us, is it? It'll make it a little bit easier, I guess, to sort of spot things. There's only be one abbot in the fortress. There's a lot of them, though. I always feel like I go over them. Stone cover, yep, that's okay. Yeah, there we go. Out here. Store item in stockpile. So if we just go across to where he is, so he is still hauling the corpse. Let's just go and follow him. He's going down. No, he's coming up. He's putting the body in here, and then they will then go and take this one out. Now this is a bit risky, you know. I think what I might do is actually go and put some more cage traps. I've got a cage trap there, but I probably want to put a cage trap here as well, I think. So, yeah, I'll go and build one there, just for safety, because this is going to be very, very dangerous if any of the bones reanimate. So we're going to get rid of all of that. That's all good as well. Okay, so what we'll do is go and build traps, cage trap. That way we can essentially catch anything. Now that's him gone. Let's just go and wait by this body. Going off to slaughter these. He may be crushed enough that he doesn't come back to life. I'm just going to tell these guys to not worry about it. So no special orders, they can go back to their training. There we go, get the cage trap built. Now it doesn't have the cage in it just yet. Now if he does come back to life, I'll just lock the door. And we're now setting the cage. All right, that's now set. All right. Look at these mozzies in here. Raining goo. The one coming through. They're sparring. That's all good. Maybe he won't come back. That might be okay. So we've got mangled wool that's coming back to life down through here. I've got a lot of this stuff around the place. Yeah, I'll just leave that where that is. In fact, I'll just go and dump it where we see this sort of stuff that's come back off. This is all hair that's come back to life to haunt the fortress. Alright, so that's all done. Back to the bottom. Just try again with building this minecart system. So the trouble is this here. All right, so we now need to do something a little bit different. We need to make it, I think, a 5x5. I can still make use of this. So let's just go and disassemble. It's pretty easier for me to just assemble what I need. In this case, we'll just go and get rid of that. And then we'll go and dig this area and this area. And at that point, we're then going to start to dig to build more up in this other side. So that's going to be dug. Then we're going to go and do an up channel here. So we'll need to build this into a different area, different zone. So this will be, that will then go up at that point. So actually that will just be a downward slope there. So we channel that one down. And so that will be an upward slope there. We want that to then be set that way, where it's then flat, and then that way. So these will all be on the outside, and then that one will be flat, drop down. Just going to go right over the top of that one. And then I can just sort of construct other things once we're sort of down under here. So I'm just going to go and remove all of this stuff. Just get rid of all of those, and we don't want these either. So I'll just go and remove all of those as well. So it's going to be bigger than it's not going to be as clean as I guess some of the others will be. But we'll just sort of start again. This one should now be fairly safe and secure in terms of what we can then go and do. So we're going to be channeling down. Then we just want to dig this one out. That'll do. So we'll let them build all of this. That was pretty dramatic, that actual attack that went through with that guy, with that poor bloke. So what we have is we have now an upward slope that then goes into here. So when we build this, we're going to now build it so that we end up with, so let's now just go and start the constructions and just get the tracks. So if I build them from this location here and then up one to there, that is going to be, and I can just make these. I can make these out of blocks as well. So we may end up making these into blocks, but I'll just use whatever's just going to be the top one there. So that then gets me up the slope, and then it's going to then hit the ramp that's going to be here. So we're going to be on the same level as the ramp, and then we just do a ramp this way. So so we're just going to go and construct ramp there. Ramp there. Oops, I didn't have it set to keep on building. Alright, so we're going to have a ramp built in both those corners, and then it will then pop along here and then go up. Hopefully that will be sort of what we want to have. So it's going to end up being a 5x5, and I'm happy with that. Now, in reality, they're probably going to be able to, when they push it, it'll probably go all the way up anyway. There we go, got the ramp built there, ramp built there. So we've now got these ramps in the corners. They haven't built the track yet, but I can now start to build the rest of the track in through here. So we'll just go to constructions, track, and go up to there. right, and then from there as well, we can then just go and build the track from there to there. And that will then come off. It'll go level up to the ramp and then get accelerated across. So it should end up picking up acceleration as it goes. And then finally stopping in here. This is a much cleaner way to do this. Now that's, and I'll just get them to push it off at that location there. All right, so we've got ports have hatched. We'll just quickly go through all of these. It's full moon. We've got a wear llama. That's okay. We've got a pet wear llama. Keep those going. All right. See if there's any other questions. You could weaponize this against. Yes, you could indeed. Could indeed. You could end. You can. What you can do is actually end up with something that just keeps on accelerating and accelerating around and around and around. But it's the stopping it that's the hard thing. So you almost want to have it powered to a degree, and then turn the power off. Or even like switching things around. You can actually do switches and stuff like that once you've actually got power, but we haven't got any power. So we're just going to be using impulse, the impulse way of building these. Oh, no, that's okay. Okay, that's fine. There's suspending building of one of the tracks. Which one is it? This one here. So there was something in the way. I'm just going to go and tell them. Oh, there's the abbot again. He's involved in the track building. Resume construction. If they're standing in the way, it's not going to be good. Yeah, so this is now on the same level as the tracks. Yeah, it does say upward track now. Still has to be built. Still a bit of building required here. Once we get the pattern right, we'll then be okay to sort of figure things out a little bit. So I've run out of lignite, but that's okay. We've got enough steel in the fortress. Okay, that's now been done. We'll just go and set up a. Actually, why is she sleeping there? All right, we're going to have to check our bedrooms as well. There's a lot to do. Cygnus is depressed. All right, the track stop is there. Let's just wait for this to happen. That looks okay. That looks okay. I think we're ready. What I might do is actually just tell all the dwarves to get off the track, just to stay right off the track this time. So we can do that fairly simply. So what we'll do is, where is that? Establish burrows. It's not the burrows as such. It's the, God, I forget where it is. Oh, set high and these are traffic areas. So what I can do here is I've got, like, most things are sort of set to relatively high. So set a traffic area so as to look for better routes, and I can actually turn it off completely. So I'm going to, yeah, let's go and make it all of this into where they just stay right off the track. And I can then just go back and sort of high traffic area. So I can actually sort of go and change it. I think normal is just going to, yeah, just going to change these. I'll just get those, because that just doesn't matter. But that way they'll avoid the track, which means we shouldn't really end up with the same problem as we did before. I'm going to even do this one here and just sort of have it so that they avoid that area, that side. Now this one is stuck, but they'll still walk across there if they have to. So let's go and test this one out now. So this is going to be back to our tracks. Now stop number 1. Delete, yes, proceed. So we've got stop number 2, which is... I'll just go and add another... No, that's not the one that we want. We want to go and add a new stop. Add a stop. So stop 3. I don't think I can actually change where that one is. So we just go none. That's okay. We'll just leave that one where that is. Ditch both of those. I could have them ride it, but I think I'll just go and say just kick it off. Kick it off when there's immediately always, and just do it that way. So they're going to kick it off, and it travels at a fast enough speed to kill something, you know. So it's actually a fairly it's a fairly powerful little weapon. We could certainly do that, you know. We could actually figure out a way to actually have it kicked off at a certain point around the outside of the fortress. That could be really quite cool. That could be really cool, actually. Yeah, we might think of that, because that way we can actually have it sort of go down a slope and around the front of the fortress and then back up again to kill things in the and then just stop it, basically. So we end up with a stop, and then we just kick it off when we need to. Yeah, I like the idea of that. We'll figure that one out. Yeah, probably make it a bit. It'd probably be a little bit. It'd be an exploit for things to then come back in. So anyway, that's going to be this one here. The assigned vehicle wants to be at this stop, but is not currently there. A worker may be bringing it in. So we've got the that one there is to push off west immediately. Oh, hang on, this is stop 2. Oh, that's stop 3. Just going to click on done. In this case, we then guide it back down the. No, that's not going to work. We can try it and just see what happens. All right, so let's. I don't know if I can actually change that to make this one the active stop. Can't do anything there. It's not there yet. All right, let's just see what actually happens in through here. I'm thinking that it'll be wanting to go to there to start with. Yeah, they're avoiding the track now, which is good. That's now in position. No one's coming to... Yes, they are. Now it's going to try to push it down the slope. But no, he's got nothing. There's nothing else to do. Yeah, the trouble here is to see the next person that comes, just see if what's going to be the go here. So there is a task for this to be pushed. Now, your job is to, this is the Queen, place track vehicle. We, now that's good. She's actually carrying the cart down to the bottom. This could be very, very dangerous. Right, she's now moved off. So it's now in position to be kicked off. Now, if it bounces off here again, or somehow bounces back to this position, anyone that's here will be killed. I won't follow her anymore. This one will have a task. Somebody else will come down and kick it off. So we'll now test it and see if it works. And we want to test the acceleration. And we do that just by using the full stop key. Here it comes. This is Geshard the peasant. So what we're going to do is, as he kicks it off, I want to count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'll just go and follow this. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It didn't work. Okay. This is a tower mine cap. It's splattered with nil Stockcrypt's dwarven blood. So it doesn't have enough to go up this one here, but it does go there. I don't know what to do with this. Yeah, this is actually so Phil is saying on YouTube, Zemolf has a good tutorial on building an impulse Minecraft meat grinder. They're pretty cool. I've done it once before in another fortress that we had. It was above ground with a volcano, and we had a minecart that went around the front. It was sort of like it was incredible actually, the amount of crushing it did of goblins and things. It was an amazing weapon. The trouble we have here, I'm going to have to ditch everything again. So let's just go and get rid of all this. I'll keep on going for a little bit longer. It's a bit annoying. I do get that. It's frustrating watching the fumbling around. So we'll go and ditch that location there. We still have the track stop there, and I want to get rid of the track stop as well. Actually, it looks like I can't do it that way. I'll just do it that way. Whoa. It was Jay Riverton, the doctor, just avoided it. So it actually hit that and then bounced back. Because the track stop's no longer there. So it's still not going up. Why on earth wouldn't it go there? Okay. going to build a bit more in here. I'm going to build a ramp there to try to get the acceleration happening that way. See if this will work. So we'll just go back in. Very convoluted. Just going to ditch that track stop, even though it's not there anymore. All right, we've got the ramp now built. We'll now build the what we need with the track. So we'll get the constructions, the track. We'll then go from the ramp down to here. So we'll get that one built, and then we'll get that one established. Then we'll actually build the track stop, pushing it off in that direction. What's the Queen doing? Ended a mandate, that's good. All right, so we've got that bit of track there built, which is fine. So we'll just now go back into constructions track, and then we'll build a track up this way. And what we don't want is to have that turn around like this. So we're just going to go and cancel that construction. Hopefully we'll get there eventually. Whoa! Another forgotten beast has arrived. A huge kinglet with lidless eyes. Its long curving horn and is slavering. Its eyes glow golden yellow. Its light brown feathers are downy, but where it's deadly blood. All right, so this is depending on which layer this thing's on. This is going to be fairly interesting. So I think what I'll do is I'll now go off and look at this particular beast. It's in the bottom layer. Here it comes now. So resist sickness. Huge kinglet with lidless eyes. Now it's going to go and attack all of the zombies that are down this way. There's a lot of zombies on this layer. So if we just go and follow this one around for a little while. It's not a threat to us. So it's just going to kill all the zombies. Now it may get damaged itself. There it goes, smashing through them actually. All the zombies. There's trolls and all sorts of stuff. There's ogres, zombie ogres. This one may start to take, yeah, now it's bleeding. Heavy bleeding. So it's now damaged. The zombies are coming after it. It says healthy again. Ability to stand has been lost. Ability to fly has been lost. So it's lost a lot of stuff in through here. So the zombies have swarmed it, completely swarmed it. Seriously injured. It's killed off all the zombies so far. Here comes more zombies. Oh, the queen is taken by a Fey mood. It's all happening. Let's go and click on OK. We better go and see what she is going to do. Because, yeah, that's going to be interesting. So there she is there. No, that's not her. Where is she? There. Winterflatus. All right, so we'll go and see what she captures. What she goes and she'll take a one of the workshops. Which one? So she's grabbed a this one here. This is Stoneworkers, and she's off to go and get stuff. Now, it's been claimed. We'll just see what. Hopefully, it's going to be one of these ones where she does tell us what she needs if she does need it. Yeah, we'll just keep on following her around. So a piece of rock. Go and grab that. It's a good start. At least she's got that piece of the ingredients. And logs. And bones potentially. I know she's going back out to our first stockpile to pick up something, piece of rock or something, a block. Still more things needed. Potentially another block. Hopefully that'll be all she needs. Nope, still needs more things. Gems. Wow, she's going to make something pretty damn special. Now, is she... Just go and get... Oh, yeah, okay, she's begun it. She's got everything she needed. So blocks, oh, there's heaps of blocks actually already there. Not sure what she required there. Jades, turkey leather, cloth, caps, mudstone. Yeah, so she's making something out of mudstone. Good. All right, so she's got everything she needs, so there won't be any problems there. Only 14 hostiles left. So we do actually have this guy here. Let's see if we've still got the other one around. Nope, that's it really. Oh no, there he is. There it is, still around. Still moving around all over the place down the bottom there. I'll just leave them where they are. That forgotten beast. Okay, we'll just keep it going. And go back up to where we were working. All right, so we've now got this one constructed. Let's go now and put the stop there, and we'll just see if we can actually get this to work. And again, I'm just going to go and change this so that people don't actually step on it unless they absolutely have to. So we've built that one. So we've now got this track stop, which will then push to the north. It then should accelerate from there down here. That's actually what we hope will happen. I'm hoping that's what the go will be. I might even get whoever's going to do it to ride it, just because I think it's going to be the safest way to do this. We shouldn't have any real issues with this, I don't think. I don't think we will. So we'll just go back to our stop number 2. Go and place a new stop. Stop number 3. And we'll get it to ride it north immediately. And so that will then, at stop number 2, they'll go and carry it down, because we've still got that one happening where they guide west immediately. Hang on, we don't have that one. Yeah, I think that still will be okay. Let's just move up the top and just watch what actually happens here. Yep, so someone will come now and pick it up. So if we go back to our locations, it now wants to be at stop number 3. So it's been assigned there, and it will be carried. So here they come. They move it off. Position it, and now they're going to come back and do it. So let's just now go and step through bit by bit, push it, goes onto there. Now this is, let's just count how fast this will go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's not going to happen, is it? No. It's not working. I don't know why. I think I'm going to leave that alone. I've only got a few more minutes left before I've got to get going anyway. So I'm going to call this a failure. Let's delete the road. Let's get rid of it. So that's I've got no idea what's going on there. It should go to there with the momentum and then still keep on going. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. It's a tricky one. It should work. I don't know. Don't understand why that's not. We do have our ramp. It's ramped down this way. So it should just accelerate across. Yeah, I'm really unsure about why that's doing that. It may be that I need to have the top open. It could be hitting the roof. Yeah, that's a really tough one. Yeah, I've got no idea. So anyway, I'm going to leave that alone. And we'll just go back to we'll call that a failure. It's funny, I used to know how to do all that. It's actually completely full. Let's go and throw this all away. And we'll ditch all of that. So that should have all been dumped. Yeah, we'll just get all of this thrown into this stockpile in here, this atom smasher. Let's also go back up the top and just see what's happened with the burial of that other guy. Where would that be? He's still there. He hasn't gone back to life, so they absolutely smashed him. Completely crushed him. Geez, there's a lot of wool that's come back to life. Get rid of all of those. Okay, here we go. At the end of the, we're now into early spring. Well, I might call it quits here, guys. I think we'll just leave it at this point. I'll have to do some experimenting, I think, with minecarts. I might have a look at Zamolf's video as well, and just to see what he did. See if he's got a some succinct information that we can use next time. So we'll probably just leave it here, and then I will be on the Slytherin channel playing some Distant Worlds in about an hour and a quarter. So I'll just have a bit of a breather for now. So I'll leave it there, and I'll catch you guys if you're around over there. I'll see you on the Slytherin channel. Otherwise, we'll be back again tomorrow. Thanks for watching.